Welcome to the Popcorn Talk Network. For the online broadcast network that features movie discussion, news, and interviews, press 1. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies. From the Popcorn Talk Network, the online broadcast network for movie talk, and the Schmoes Know, this is Marvel Movie News, bringing you the most up-to-date discussion and commentary within the Marvel Universe.
Excelsior to you, our merry Marvelites! It's Meredith, not Matt, because he is not here, sadly. So I'm here to welcome you back to our 35th show of the year, 2015, 55 in all, because wow, we've been doing this for over a year now. Can you believe that? That's a lot of Marvel speculation news. But hey guys, we are the Marvel Movie News coming to you live from Nowhere, where we tell you all the news from all the studios and why you should be as excited as we are. Subscribe to us over on iTunes at Marvel Movie News, or find us through Popcorn Talk Network at YouTube/Popcorn Talk Network. You can also find us on Popcorn Talk's website, popcorntalknetwork.com. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at Marvel News PTN and over on Facebook at Marvel News Show. Follow us and give us a like, please. Also, make sure you subscribe. That way you can see our news over there, because Facebook's really wonky and doesn't like to show you news that you subscribe to on pages. So also, guys, do us a solid if you tweet out a link to our live show with a message telling people to listen to us live right now, this very moment. Jonathan in the booth, that's Jarvis in the booth, he's going to retweet it for you, and Coy will probably do you a nice thing and give you a shout out as well, because he's sweet like that. I am Meredith Placko at mplacko.
I'm Coy Jandreau at CoyJandreau.
And we are joined with a very special guest today, Emily Kelley.
Hi, and you can tweet at me if you would like at that Emily Kelley.
Hey, Emily, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm a lifelong geek, as you can tell by my apparel. Huge Marvel fan, comic book fan. I grew up reading comics and being super into Batman, but in recent years getting more and more into Marvel.
Hey, no shame, man. No shame.
No shame.
That is incredible. I love it.
I'm also the co-founder of a geeky award-winning blog, geek news and culture blog. It's wrongbuttonblog.com. So if you guys like geek news and stuff other than Marvel news.
No, that's, we source from blogs all the time for our news, so we'll have to put that one on our radar.
Yeah, thanks.
Hey, that's awesome. Well, Emily is going to be joining us today to talk about some really cool things like Ant-Man and the Wasp and Gambit and Doctor Strange, and we've got some Jessica Jones news coming up. But first, we're going to head on over to Marvel with Thor and Ragnarok news. So it looks like Thor is going to be filming Down Under over in Australia. A little bit of news came out, though. It's really cute. It looks like Chris Hemsworth kind of did his first video on Instagram, and it's really adorable. You guys should go check it out. He kind of talks about how they're going to be filming Thor down there. Also, Hulk is going to appear.
Yeah, officially.
Yeah, officially. It's going to be, I think this is officially our first, team up. I would consider,
Captain and Widow.
Widow. That was our first team up, but it looks like we're going to have a series of team ups.
It feels like more of a team up, yeah.
It feels a bit more I feel like they can say, okay, obviously we have Ant-Man and the Wasp, which is going to be the first team up movie name, but I feel like Marvel is definitely going for their series of team up films.
It makes sense, phase 3 moving into phase 4, they'd have to grow. It has to become a bigger thing because of the spectacle, so that makes sense. And both Thor and Hulk haven't really had their time to shine as much as the other heroes, so it's good that they get their little moment.
I think it also ups kind of the threat level, because you can kind of have some bigger bads. It makes it hard to think that, can this one character, well, Thor is a god, but, bringing in someone like Bruce Banner to help science the heck out of some stuff, I think it's going to help depending on who some of the bad guys are.
I think, too, Thor and Hulk both, need a buddy. Every other Avenger, has a pal, Iron Man has Rowdy, has War Machine, and Widow and Hawkeye hang out together, and it's Bruce and Thor, they need a buddy.
Yeah.
They need to hang out together.
I know, because Tony screwed his best friend over. I don't see Science
Age of Ultron was kind of a
science before other science.
I'm interested how they're going to handle the magic versus science realm, with Bruce Banner being a scientist and Thor being science, and the idea that science is, magic is just science we don't understand yet. I wonder if that's going to be it's going to have to be a comedic element. I'm excited for it.
I think it's also great because, especially since Asgard, despite being a magical realm, it is so science-based. Their technology is so fantastic.
Yeah, it's really, and I'm really excited too of I don't know if they'll be filming in Asgard or if they'll be filming in Midgard on Earth, but I kind of like the idea of Hulk being in space.
Yeah.
It sounds super fun to me.
We're super close to Planet Hulk,
Oh
guys.
my God, I know.
I know. We keep forcing it. People are like, that's never gonna happen. I'm like,
It's like, you don't know.
just wait. So yeah.
Well, it's like, I mean, we've been saying that about a lot of things that keep slowly unfolding. Like, I think it's possible. I don't know if it'll be the next thing, but I think it's down the road possible. And Old Man Logan's a similar thing where we don't think that's possible, but every time we've kind of, as fans, encouraged it, it seems to be more and more the case, so I'm excited.
I think it's just because we say it comes true.
Yeah.
We're the Premonition podcast. That's what we are here at the Marvel News Show. So yeah, that's pretty excited. Exciting stuff there. So heading on over to Civil War, it looks like Zemo won't wear a mask. It's going to be a Zemo of a different kind. Over at comicbook.com, they actually have an interview with Brule, and he says that he thinks it's going to be quite different than what most people are expecting. It's loosely connected to the character he offered. He says, it is loosely connected to the character from the comics, but that's what I like about the Marvel guys. Some of the characters and things they're dealing with are always referenced to current events, so my character is from a different area than you would think. So it's not going to be the Zemo that we know, but it could be maybe a combination of the different Zemo children. It could be a more modern take on Zemo, because I mean, it's not going to be the same like weird 1960s Baron von Zemo.
It's going to be like a Nazi guy.
It's going to, like, I wonder, I mean, obviously we're going to have a Hydra taken on this. We're going to have something more modern. You know, I don't think we're gonna go too poignant and have a Middle East conflict, because Marvel doesn't really touch on true to life conflicts, but they draw on what's relevant.
Well, yeah, and the Nazi stuff's like Captain America. That's his whole basis, and like Zemo really fits into that Nazi mold, and like he is in the comics. It'd be strange to change him from something that fits their studio world into something modern and sacrifice the character's integrity.
But it seems like they're gonna change it up somehow.
They're changing up some, I just don't think we'll lose the Nazi-ness, and I think it's just gonna be like an amalgamation of the 3 or 4 main Zemos.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be interesting, because he's such a beloved character, but he's also such an obscure character, how much they feel they can flex him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think, too, like what I assumed, because of his age and the, the present dayness of the film, he's probably going to be like an ancestor of the Zemos, like a great-grandchild or something.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I guess people are sad about the mask. He's not going to get the Adhesive X mask. But it's kind of like, we already had that. I know that, Red Skull is a super, super important Cap villain, but it's like, we also already did that. So if you're not a super, super fan of Cap, you might not even realize that he's maskless.
It's also really hard in 2015 to be like, the guy glued his mask on and we can't get it off.
Exactly.
What's his villainy backstory? Mask glue. Like, it's a very strange pitch. It works in the comics because they're comics, but it's... I can't buy an intelligent villain gluing something to his face and being like, he's so menacing.
Yeah, just
how does he eat? I don't know.
He just slits a little
like this,
thing
and then then he looks like Ultron with his red lips. It's not gonna work.
Well, so instead of a mask, do you think they're going to give him any sort of identifying, like facial scarring or something?
Well, if you go scarring, he's like Dr. Doom. If you go purple tinge, he's like Purple Man. If you go no matte, like, I think he's just...
Eye patch, you can't...
like, what's he...
Probably some sort of, like, Nazi Hydra paraphernalia, I would say. Like, maybe a tattoo or
maybe you can
something.
just have, like, a body of a snake. You'd be like a... Just go super weird with it.
I mean, I love the mask. I think it's great. I think it's iconic. I just don't with Marvel's trying to go like Winter Soldier. They're trying to go more and more realistic.
Yeah.
Big purple ski mask.
Less goofy.
I think if they're going to do anything, they might play like homage to it and have him at one point just throw on a purple mask for something, because Marvel's been really good about kind of dropping in those little Easter eggs, and I think that would be great. But it's
a shame though, because I really like the mask. Like I'm upset about it. I just understand where they're coming from, so I'm playing devil's advocate.
Yeah. Well, we'll know soon, because May 2016 is coming pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotta get there soon. Though at least we have Deadpool. We have Deadpool to tide us
his
over.
mask looks perfect.
Yeah, that's the character. He needs a mask, and it's perfect in every way.
Yeah.
So I feel really weird talking about Doctor Strange without Matt here. Like it's
I know,
his
right?
baby.
It just feels like
I
sacrilege.
know. But it looks like Rachel McAdams' role is not going to be Clea and not Linda Carter, not Wonder Woman, obviously, not Linda Carter, Night Nurse. But over at comicbook.com, they released a story citing Latino Review that Rachel McAdams isn't going to be the love interest from Stephen Strange love interest Clea, nor will it be Linda Carter, Night Nurse. They're thinking now it's going to be Christine Palmer, who is another night nurse, because there's several night nurses who appear from the original miniseries and throughout the different comics. Now, I don't know much, because I've never read the original Night Nurse miniseries, but I do know Christina Palmer from her appearance in the Nightcrawler series. She actually she ends up developing a crush on Nightcrawler.
Who doesn't?
I know, right? How can you not
How
love
can you
Kurt?
not?
I love him so much. But yeah, she's actually a debutante from the Midwest. She says, "Screw you, Dad. I'm going to New York to become a doctor." She ends up becoming a surgical surgeon's assistant and helps out in Metro General Hospital, ends up working at St. Vincent, actually pals around with the X-Men for a while, crushes on Kurt, and eventually just ends up going to live with her mom in Arizona. She's a fun character. She's very sweet, very endearing. I would find it interesting that they'd put Palmer, though, in Doctor Strange.
Well, I think probably what they're doing is they're trying to save Clea and Linda for later Doctor Strange films, which makes sense. You know, you don't really just want to push the love interest into Doctor Strange right away and kind of take away some of Doctor Strange's origin story and, you know, what he's doing, where he's coming from. I think, too, really, it's a smart move because the night nurses are really good bridges, obviously, between heroes and between worlds because they work with other heroes.
Yeah.
So I think having sort of a less significant night nurse come in to the first Doctor Strange, she could be sort of a bridge character to bring Doctor Strange into the Avengers, into Ant-Man, even into the Marvel TV series, because on Daredevil, Rosario Dawson's character was actually supposed to be Linda Carter.
Yeah.
But then they changed it. But she still is kind of like a night nurse sort of lady.
Which is kind of great because you don't need to have the actual comic book night nurses. You could just continue on the legacy of Night Nurse.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was getting a little worried because if they did bring in Clea into Doctor Strange, we're starting to get a lot of character history into this one because Clea is so caught up into Dormammu, which would make sense because I still feel ultimately we're going to see Dormammu in Doctor Strange. I feel like ultimately that's going to be the big bad we face, but it might just be putting too much into this series where I almost feel like one of the series is film where Doctor Strange almost it should be focused so much on him.
Yeah, for
and,
sure.
And we don't always have love interests in Marvel films. They've been very good about not forcing that, so let it grow organically over time.
Yeah.
I don't think it makes sense for movies to have a love interest. Like, it's just a natural progression. If you have like an origin story, it kind of plays too. And why not introduce like more great female characters from the comics? Like the night nurses are a great way to also tie in damage control.
Yeah.
Like the idea of that world and that being a TV show now. I think it's really smart to start showing all of that.
Yeah, well, I think it's great that not every female character needs to be a love interest. They can just stand on their own. That's actually why I really liked Rosario Dawson's character, is that she didn't. I mean,
they like each other.
They like each other. I mean, and ultimately she ends up with Luke Cage. But I mean, maybe if they follow I hope if they follow the comics. But it's a good way to kind of bring her in. I don't know. I'm excited though because I really really love Rachel McAdams and I'm excited to see in whatever capacity they have her in.
Yeah.
And the cat, like every time we bring up Doctor Strange, Matt can geek out about the comics, but the cast for me is just Chiwetel Ejiofor in a comic movie, Benedict Cumberbatch in a comic movie, Rachel McAdams in a comic movie, all in one comic movie. I am so excited for this movie. Yeah, it's just so much, and like I can almost say I don't care which way they go with it because I know they're going to handle it right with these cast and like the team they've assembled. So short of it being True Detective Season 2, I'm really excited.
Yeah. I feel like it could be True Detective Season 2, but with Mystic Arts.
That's
that's
even
pretty
cool.
much it.
I wanted Colin Farrell for Doctor Strange for a while.
Yeah.
I was about it, but I like Benedict more. I'm just saying Colin was on my list.
He's perfect.
I'm getting more and more sold on Benedict. So.
Oh yeah, no, he's 100%. Now that it's him, I can like, accept that he's perfect.
Yeah,
I can see it in every way.
No, he's like fan mock-ups of his face.
Oh, it's so perfect.
How did nobody think of this before?
I know. Before I wasn't. Now I'm like, no, I'm sold. I like this.
Oh, I forgot Tilda Swinton. You're right. You're right. Internet.
Yeah.
The gamer girl. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Tilda Swinton.
Oh,
it's gonna be
Tilda
amazing.
Swinton.
That's what sold. Like
There's
when
so much
she
good
was
cast, I
cast,
forget
that's
good
when I
cast.
was sold on this.
Yeah. I was like, cool. If she wants to be a part of this, done.
Anything, everything. I love her. And please just be a man for a moment.
Yeah.
She's the best when she's a man.
I love it.
Well, and I think Doctor Strange is such an obscure character that can really make Rachel McAdams like this really great, strong female character without overshadowing him because he's so weird. Like,
he's
that character
so weird.
can't be overshadowed.
No.
Like, especially with Cumberbatch. So I think Rachel McAdams being a really strong, like, we have Scarlett Johansson, but that's, I mean, really what we have. Agent Carter's on TV. Like, there's a lot of stuff. So I think Rachel McAdams coming into the universe is going to be really exciting.
No, I completely agree. So speaking of other potentially strong female characters, Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah.
Yay.
Looks like Peyton Reed is in talks to return for the sequel.
That was my biggest problem with the first Ant-Man was the fact that it was a movie about them saying she could do it better and then him doing it anyway.
I know.
So I'm really excited about the Wasp being like in the title. Like, that's really exciting.
Yeah.
What I don't understand is Peyton Reed. Peyton Reed was like the guy that they brought in. What I'm hoping happens is that Peyton Reed gets to construct the movie he would have made from the beginning. Because that movie was like Edgar Wright fingerprints and other director fingerprints, and Peyton Reed was like color by numbers put it together. So I really think with him being in pre-production, him being brought on early, it'll be really exciting to see what his Ant-Man would have been, especially with being Ant-Man and the Wasp. So this news, for me, is exciting because it gives us a chance to see what Peyton Reed's Ant-Man might have been.
Yeah.
For sure. And I think the direction, it was a little discombobulated because there were so many hands.
Yeah.
You know? But I think especially the direction between all of these small to big shots and these really crazy, I mean, I know a lot of it's CGI, but it still has to be directed. A director still has to envision what it looks like. I think he did a really, really good job.
Oh, absolutely,
with that.
absolutely.
It's
Yeah.
tough.
He saved a damaged film. It was like 7 years of like... Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, of just like this weird stuff, and because it's a difficult movie to make because it's like sometimes he's small and sometimes he's big and sometimes he jumps through keyholes and then he's big again. And it's like he did a really good job of like wrangling it so it didn't look so comical and it looked badass. Like these fight scenes especially were so awesome.
The scene in the briefcase was one of the best Marvel fights. It was so cool.
So cool.
Well, and I feel like, you know, he was one of the driving forces to bring Wasp to the forefront. So I think if he does come back for the sequel, that's why we have the Wasp in there. And I think I'm curious to see how he's going to handle it when it's his film.
Yeah.
You know? I think that's where the saving grace might be, is that let's see what Peyton Reed can do when it's just his film.
For sure.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I'm really excited for this version of it being one director's movie instead of a hodgepodge and then saving it. And he did save it. Yeah. I'm excited to see it going forward.
Yeah,
Yay.
me too.
And more Michael Pena.
Yeah.
Oh yes,
yeah.
the best storyteller in the universe.
Can he like literally just become like the full-on sidekick?
Yeah.
Like, I just want him to have like a cool suit.
He could be Goldballs from X-Men.
Yeah.
Oh my God! You know how bad I wish Michael Pena would be Goldballs.
How great would that be?
No. So have you read comics this week, Coy?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you read the new Ant-Man, the Okay.
Yeah.
So you know, like the other guy that's in like the weird bear suit, that can be Michael Pena.
Shamelessly Michael Pena.
Yes, that is
just
so
like,
Yeah.
You know, did good, Michael Pena.
Yeah.
That's good.
They're going to open up. Okay, so I don't know if any of you guys have caught up with comics this week, but we are going to try to start talking about more comic books every week. And Invincible. No, it wasn't Invincible it was Invincible Iron Man. It was Astonishing Ant-Man came out this week, #1, and it opens up with Ant-Man and his buddy, a reformed criminal much like himself, in a bear suit. And it is Michael Pena. And I want the opening of Ant-Man and the Wasp to open very much like this comic book, having them try to break in, doing a mock staged break-in, and this guy in a bear suit, and I'd be so happy.
I mean, he had a huge part in the first one. I just want that to continue. Like, that movie was such a great ensemble. More T.I., though. But I really, because T.I. was just, for some reason, T.I. was just there.
Yeah,
like, sometimes
why not?
T.I. would just talk and be like, T.I.
They can, you know what? Luda can make an appearance too.
Oh, I'm all about it.
You know what? The whole just cross it over with Furious, and I'll be so happy.
Yeah.
The biggest franchise of all time.
That's all I. You do it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fast and Furiousing Avengers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
All about it.
I'd watch the hell out of that.
I know.
But yeah, Michael Pena. I'm so glad he's back. I'm so glad that whole team's back, and I hope they make it like another ensemble film because Ant-Man's a great character, but the way they built this Ant-Man is very different from the comics Ant-Man.
Yeah.
And that'd be cool if that continued.
Yeah. But speaking of the comics, if you picked up all new, all different, Astonishing Ant-Man, it definitely is the film.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
And that's what we were saying last week is that the movies are really influencing the comics in such a major way that this all new, all different is very much the universe they built with obviously some flavor, but like it's a very interesting thing that they're doing.
And I will definitely say for anyone, last week my biggest complaint was some of the titles. I was like, okay, they haven't finished the whole Battle World, Secret Wars stuff. I'm really confused. But Ant-Man, you can pick up and read, dive in from having watched the movie and feel like, okay, I know what I'm getting into. This is really good. So if you loved the Ant-Man film, pick up Astonishing Ant-Man #1. It's really, really good.
Iron Man's strong too. Iron Man's not confusing and it's really
good.
smart.
It's Robert Downey Jr. in comic book form. It is fantastic. Friday is his AI.
I mean, like Bendis is literally like looking at his work. Like he had Avengers, fixed it. Had Ultimate Spider-Man, founded it. Founded the Ultimate Universe, fixed every bit of continuity. Then Marvel started influencing itself from Ultimate, and then he took over X-Men and made X-Men. Like he just like is like, what's broken? Let me good.
Yeah.
No, you give a series that is floundering to Bendis, and he will make it good again.
He's Marvel's fixer.
Yeah,
he
really is.
Everything.
And
hi, Brian Michael Bendis.
Yeah. Hey.
Thank you so much for
so
fixing
good.
comic books.
Also, can we talk about Hot Guy Doom?
Yeah.
And, I mean, like, hello, like, suddenly Doom is all suave and
Hashtag
sexy.
Hot Guy Doom.
I'm like, I don't know what's going on here. I talk about it in my new weekly show, Cupcakes and Comics. This is a shameless plug. You can check it out on youtube.com. I don't have enough subscribers to have a vanity name yet. So if you just Google the Meerkat, MERECAT, with a the in front of it, Cupcakes and Comics, you can find it. But I actually address, my theory is that he is returned as an attractive young Victor Von Doom, so he can woo Sue Storm, because the only thing Dr. Doom likes more than power is Reed Richards' wife.
Yeah, I love that dynamic so much.
I
and
know.
That's such a shame about, like, the last Fantastic Four is they had such potential to, they had a great cast, and they could have done that, they could have made that work, and then the first act kind of did, and then it just, we all know what happened.
But the whole premise of Invincible's Iron Man is that Tony and Doom kind of partner up to find some mystical objects, and it's kind of like a weird good cop, not even like snarky cop, bad cop. It's really good. It's really fun. It's two dynamics that you wouldn't expect to see together, and they work, and I'm really digging it. And at some point, Mary Jane Watson's supposed to appear.
Yeah, she's in like issue 4 or something. She's coming up.
Pretty
it's
excited.
And it's bi-weekly, so it won't be long.
No.
What else is good? What else came out this week? Because we're on comics now, right?
Let's see, Karnak #1. Which,
I haven't read it yet.
It was good. So I know nothing of the Inhumans outside of a couple crossover stuff from the last 2 years, Secret Wars, and what they've introduced in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Really, really like Karnak. As he's written. Didn't really care for him when I'd seen him before, but how he's drawn, how he looks, he's not like weird, creepy, big head. I mean, he kind of looks like Doom from the Fantastic Four movies, like kind of weird and hooded, but he's kind of sarcastic, though I don't know if he's meant to be read that way, but it's the art is fantastic. The art is absolutely beautiful, just absolutely stunning, and it's a really, really good book. It's just different. It's reminds me of an Image title in the way that it's a little indie and out there and doesn't really follow into a lot of the typical Marvel storytelling, but it's fun. I like it.
I just finished Inhumans Attila and Rising.
Yeah.
He was great in that. I just finished it. And I also just finished Loki this morning. Loki, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
God, it was so good.
That book was amazing.
Isn't it?
Like,
So
it was just
good.
like this. Have you read Agents? It's just like the last 3 issues is him, like, talking to gods as a storyteller, describing, like, what storytelling could be and how it reflects, like, it's basically like life-reflecting art, the story. And it's this amazing, like, self-aware, he, like, opens a door to a comic and then, like, it's reading.
How they've done Loki in the last 4 or 5 years in the comics has been fantastic, and it's nothing like in the films. Like everything from kid to teenage Loki to Loki the storyteller, it's fantastic recharacterization of him, and it's just, it brings such a new dynamic to him, and I love it. It's just so well done.
Well, Tom Hiddleston's easily Marvel's best villain on screen, so I'm really glad they're like, we can write him good too. Let's go ahead and make him a character worth reading. So that book's really good. I recommend it.
Yeah, because he used to be like just such a dick.
Yeah.
In comics, like he just can't even.
Can't just have like one-dimensional like.
Look, like he's so mean to his wife.
He's the god of mischief. How do you not make that fun? Like the god of mischief.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad they fixed him.
No, it's really good. Did you pick up Uncanny Inhumans that came out #1 this week?
Oh yeah,
that was good.
Yeah, I liked it.
I mean, it's a lot of setup. I wouldn't say there's anything groundbreaking in it, but it's setting up some stuff, and I've really come to appreciate Medusa.
Oh God, Medusa's the best.
Yeah, she's killing it right now.
So
they're just, it hurts. That was a lot of sounds. That was a lot of word, sound, space. I just love the X-Men so much. Like, and just having the Inhumans take that over is just a little hard for me.
But having Beast involved in the Inhumans gives me hope that they're not trying to eradicate mutants, both Inhumans and Marvel.
Yeah.
So
I'm curious. It's the first time I've been like, give me next week's books in a while, and that means it's working.
And the only X book we had this week was the final Age of Apocalypse, which. Can we not call it Age of Apocalypse? Because where was Apocalypse? Spoiler alert, he died last issue, so it wasn't really even an Apocalypse book. I know, it existed within that realm. I will say this on that. Pick it up in trade form if you just want an X-Men story to read on the weekend, because it's a clear, concise story. It's something you can just kind of get through in a weekend, and it's kind of nice to have. Like, that's the one thing I really kind of like about the Battle World Secret Wars stuff is that it's all just like stories. Just good stories.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed them all being separate, and like that you haven't had to read them. I'm always worried when there's such a big crossover that it's like I need to read 30 books to understand what's happening.
That's a lot.
No.
So it's been nice to just be like, oh, I feel like reading these 5 issues now, and I will.
And done. Done. And Spider-Man number 2. Did you?
I haven't, because I'm trying to be happy.
Don't. Just don't. Just don't.
Spider-Man 1 is the closest. I've been collecting Amazing Spider-Man since I was 4. I am 61 issues away from having every Spider-Man printed. I have 17,000 comic books. Spider-Man 1 is the closest I've ever come from stopping buying comics.
You mean, the new,
comics. I might stop buying comics.
Do not read Amazing Spider-Man number 2.
I am so upset. And it's such a personal vendetta. And it's I like Dan Slott as a writer, and I like what they're trying to do. I just don't like that this isn't Spider-Man, and this is just my personal Spider-Man, and that's I'm gonna get plenty for saying this. But Spider-Man isn't Tony Stark. The whole point is that he's not Tony Stark. Making a joke saying you're not Tony Stark in the comic does not negate the fact that you're writing Tony Stark.
Yeah.
So I get what they're trying to do. I just don't like the way they're doing it. I think it's disrespectful to the character, and I'm so glad people like it, because that means they're selling. That means more Spider-Man. That means they're buying stuff. So thank you, people that like it. I'm just not in your little crowd.
The ancillary Spider stuff is really, really good. Amazing Spider-Man is not doing it for me. Like, and when Peter shows up in other books, it's Peter Parker.
I'm
so like, all right, this is great.
I'm like, this guy's got it, and I can't wait for Deadpool Spider-Man. I can't wait for Miles Morales Spider-Man. But the fact that my core book, the book I've been reading since I could read, is so disrespectful. It just kind of bums me out.
I don't. For me, it's not even a respect issue. It's just not good. I'm not enjoying it. Like there's this whole like Zodiac bad guy thing, and I'm like, you guys are just lame. Like literally, the villains are super lame.
He opened with like a thing in his wrist, like telecommunicating with like an iPhone, and like
he has a whole webware thing.
He's a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. That's part of his thing.
No, he's Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, why is he
like
global?
Elon Musk? That is who he is now.
Doesn't work for me.
I know. I don't like it.
He's supposed to be like a little lovable, friendly guy.
Yeah,
You're supposed to be able to like approach Spider-Man. He's the approachable hero.
And I get it's like, oh, well, this is what Doc Octavius rose him to be, and now he has to deal with it. I'm like, we can rewrite that. Yeah, we can. That's what Secret Wars could have rewritten all of that out, and they chose to stay with it.
That was one of the things I was excited for. Was that okay? Good. Spider-Man Superior had its run. That's over. Great. People liked it. I personally didn't, but people did. Now we can return to Spider-Man.
No, because we don't know what the F is going on, because Secret Wars hasn't ended, and nobody really knows what the hell is going on.
Yeah, it's weird. This is the happiest and most upset I've been with the comics. Like, I'm happy that Marvel's killing it, and I'm so excited, but it's my favorite character, so it's really weird.
Yeah. It's super, super weird. Batman and Robin Eternal number 3 is good, even though it's not Marvel. I just want to say I read it and it was really good. I just want to say I really like it. Also, Star Wars Journey to a Force Awakens Shattered Empire, that ran its course. I know a lot of people are on this, like, I don't want to know anything about Force Awakens, so I don't want to. Yeah, I don't. But I will say the books don't give anything away other than Poe's parents. But it dropped something that I thought was a really cool thing that I liked, and I really like the books. And if you like Star Wars and don't want to wait till December 17th, read those books. They're really good.
Yeah, they're really fantastic. I mean, the Dark Horse run with Star Wars was really good too. But now that Marvel has them back, I mean, they're just killing it.
Everything from the Darth Vader stuff to just
Princess
like
Leia and
Chewbacca. The only one I haven't been enjoying is the Lando books, and I don't. They're just not written well. Like, I just feel like whoever's writing them isn't being daring enough.
Yeah, like Lando could be so cool.
Yeah, I just feel like they're not taking chances with him.
He's like a space pirate businessman.
Yeah,
with a cape.
It's really not
like
fun.
How could you not like it?
It's not fun. Yeah, but and also that trailer. I mean, listen,
I'm going to warn you guys now. I might cry just talking about it.
Like, it's Marvel owns Star Wars, so we can talk about it for like 5 seconds.
About it.
So good. I know. It was really Did you?
Bendis is watching our show.
Hi.
Well, that's cool.
So all that praise, I didn't know you were watching, but
Yeah.
thank you.
No,
Now that
that's-
it's direct,
that's really cool.
thank you for fixing comics.
Yay, thank
You're
you.
doing it.
That just makes me happy to know that we can thank someone who is
Influencing.
yeah,
He's
sure.
That's
totally
so cool.
like just turned around comics for me, and that
Yeah.
really means a lot to me.
No,
that,
it was Bendis's writing that got me back into reading comics.
right,
So.
and he's like the architect
Yeah.
of the Marvel Cinematic Universe by way of his influence, because they directly source all this
for
stuff.
sure.
So I'm
no.
really, and that makes sense that his Iron Man would read like Downey Jr.
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
all
Because it's him.
No, and pretty much everyone. I love a lot of the teams who are working for Marvel. Like the fact that Soul and McNiven are doing.
I
Oh,
love
God.
McNiven. His
They're so
art is
cool.
always good.
Like, and I moderate for them at the Amazing shows whenever they're
Yeah.
up on deck, and like watching those two on stage is hilarious. Like, I don't know. I'm just happy. It's like. We can sit here and rant about a couple of the books we don't like, but I am, for the most
Overall,
part, I'm very
really
happy.
and I want to
Yeah.
make that clear. Marvel, I
Yeah.
think you're doing a really great job with a really weird thing. Like, it's
Yeah.
really hard to reboot a universe. It's not a thing you're supposed to do. So thank you overall. I think it's really smart. I think you're handling it really well. I loved your tie-ins. It's one book, and it's just specifically a book I love. So.
Yeah, no, and I'm just frustrated because of real life and deadlines, they couldn't wrap things up so I could understand them. But anyways, yeah, Star Wars is awesome, and I'm excited.
Yeah,
and
that
December
trailer,
17th,
man.
and I already have my tickets.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I couldn't get opening night. I had to.
Oh, I did.
Yeah,
I was like way on there.
But I was really picky because I would not do certain theaters.
Oh, sure.
Because I can't, because of my some health issues, I can't do 3D and IMAX.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
3D and all the IMAX and 3Ds.
So all of those were sold out, and I won't do like I won't do Burbank. I'm like, I hate Burbank.
Yeah.
I really hate Burbank.
Sorry, Burbank. The
sorry.
whole city. Meredith just doesn't
I know,
approve of you.
Sorry.
but I was able to score Culver City like at 11 a.m. on Friday,
Nice.
so that works.
Yeah.
But let's just be honest, press.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say.
I'm hoping it pops up
just
beforehand.
Saying,
Yeah.
just
Well,
saying.
luckies.
I'm seeing it Friday at
Yeah.
7, so I'm going to be a day
that's
behind. But I
nice.
want to see it with the right crowd. I
Yeah.
want to see it with like the perfect.
That's-
you're only going to
that's-
see Star
yeah.
Wars for the first time once.
I
You're
know,
only going to get that
exactly.
experience one time, and I want that to
Yeah.
be perfect.
Yeah,
Then that's the
me
thing
too.
is seeing it with the right crowd.
Yeah.
Is what
Yeah.
I'm excited about.
Like I was like, should I go see it with friends
Yeah.
or like just my boyfriend? And I was like, because he and I are such big Star Wars fans. Like you walk in our house, and it's Star Wars, and then this giant framed poster from the Dodgers Star Wars night, signed by
that's
Billy
so
D. Williams.
cool.
By the
That's
way,
amazing.
signed by Billy D. Williams.
Yes.
And so it's like we're such super Star Wars nerds, and Star Wars has meant so much to us in our life that it's like I know I'm gonna be crying basically the whole time. As soon as it's like, da, I'm gonna be crying. So I didn't
Right.
really want like friends
To be
like next to
there
me
for
or
that.
like siblings to be like, why are you crying? Like stop, because
Yeah.
I just want to experience. I just want the full experience of like I'm just gonna cry a lot, you guys.
Just let me have this.
Just let me have this
one
okay?
moment.
I just want to cry a lot about a Star Wars movie with a lead female character, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, it
Like
looks so good.
I just want to cry a lot.
I'm
Okay,
so excited.
yeah,
just want
I'm
to hold Chewie's hand.
And this is technically in our realm to speak about.
Yeah,
Thank
no,
you,
it
Disney,
is.
for
Yeah,
owning
it is.
everything.
I know,
We
it
can
makes
talk
it
about
so
anything 'cause you just
easy.
own it all.
You just own it.
And by the way, for all the people out there who are like, well, what if this is going to be episode 1 all over again? It's not.
It's not.
They've learned their lesson. Kathleen Kennedy knows what she's doing.
And so does JJ.
Yeah, and so does JJ. So I have faith.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I think it's safe to have
I mean,
faith,
the-
and I'd rather have faith than be upset
Yeah.
before I have to reason. I'd so much rather be optimistic until
Yeah.
proven
Yeah,
wrong,
me
and
too.
then just be
Exactly.
like,
Getting mad about stuff is not. It's
No.
not gonna
who's
help
that
you.
going to benefit?
Yeah,
You're just
I
upset
know.
for months.
Yeah, then you're just mad.
I know. It's like,
I'd much rather like something than dislike something. I'd
Yeah,
much rather.
me too.
I would rather everything be amazing. I'd rather every studio do amazing. I'd rather DC have the best comics in the world and Marvel. It's
Like-
just I'd rather things do well.
like Agents
Yeah.
of S.H.I.E.L.D., right?
I will love it when it gets to the good stuff.
Well, something we can love, Doug Liman being eyed to direct Gambit.
Yes.
Yeah. He did Born Identity tomorrow, so he's worked.
He's so brilliant.
He's got the action down, which
Yeah.
I feel like Gambit isn't gonna. It's not a movie that needs to be like super high end. We don't need a lot of like car chases and explosions, but it needs the right element of action to go through it.
Absolutely.
And I really think with Channing Tatum having worked with Liman before, it's a great partnership, and if it happens, I really have a lot of faith that this project that's been kind of in limbo is really going to surface and come out on top.
Yeah.
And I think Fox is learning. I really think Fox is like I know for a
I
while
hope
we're
so.
like, God, Fox, what are you doing? But they've gotten better with the X-Men movies. Fantastic Four was what it was, given what it. I finally come to my conclusion with Fantastic Four. Given all the roadblocks it hit, it was what it was.
Yeah.
It did
Personally, professionally.
Yeah. It did the best it could. Gold star for you. You at least made it.
At the end of the day, getting the movie out to help.
Yeah, it's true.
And
it
if
made some money.
Yeah. And maybe overseas they'll do better. And hopefully Fox will turn around on the second run if they do a sequel and they'll learn. And that's why, and I think Deadpool is going to be the top of their game.
Well, I think Deadpool's going to start what Gambit's going to follow up. I think Deadpool is really the new start to Fox's universe. I think that's really what's going to change. And Doug Liman, like, he's good at character stuff, like Swingers. He did Swingers. He did something this big, and then he did like this big. He's so good at knowing his characters. He's so good at shaping a universe. Edge of Tomorrow, you were in 5 minutes and you knew exactly what that movie was. You were invested in the characters. You had an amazing arc with Tom Cruise playing something he hasn't played before, which is like an unavailable, not good at everything guy, and then become the Tom Cruise we all know and love. We got to see an arc where Tom Cruise became Tom Cruise after we've seen Tom Cruise 45 times. You should be able to redefine an actor in the first 5 minutes and have us believe it. That's incredible. So if he can do that with Gambit, and if he can make Gambit something relevant and culturally acceptable and make something that big with a character that's so loved, then I think we're in great hands. I love this.
Me too.
I'm excited.
I think his style is really good for action and just sort of like gritty. He really is very good at taking environments and making the environments also part of the movie.
Yeah.
Especially in the Bourne movies, all those like action scenes where he's running through buildings and more crossing through streets and stuff. Because Gambit is in New Orleans. New Orleans is such a beautiful, vibrant city. Like that's
and it's such part of his character.
It's such
like
a
New
part
Orleans
of his character.
is Gambit.
And New Orleans is a character.
Yeah, it's a full character for Gambit.
Well, and I completely forgot Lyman did Swingers, and there's a touch of humor that Gambit needs to have.
Yeah.
And I think, I'm excited. I want this to
I'm
be.
really excited. Doug Liman, because I was really bummed when the Planet of the Apes director walked away, because I really love his work. But then when they said Doug Liman, I was like, if they're, you can tell what kind of vein they're going for. They're looking for a certain type of director, and as long as it's creatively in his wheelhouse, like as long as he likes the script, I think he can make something really special.
Yeah, the only worry is that he's got a couple. He's wrapping up something right now. There's something else on the plate. There's even talk of Edge of Tomorrow 2. So would he be able to fit this in?
That would.
I know, right?
What would he do?
Yeah, I don't.
Apparently, Tom Cruise is the one that gave him the pitch, and I love the idea that Tom Cruise is like,
he's like, let me tell you all this. Let me pitch you this anime movie starring me.
Scientologist
all
money.
you need is kill again.
Well, it's like Pacific Rim too. Like I really liked Pacific Rim, and I think it would be cool to do a second one. But it's also, what are you gonna do?
Yeah,
like you sealed
that movie
the
that
hole.
lived for 2 months.
We can do actually a prequel. That's what I want as a prequel.
True.
I mean,
just starring the kaiji.
Yeah, give me
all kaiji,
all the little and then just some more giant robots. I mean, it's fine. I can have all that.
Kaiji.
I love
that movie knows its market.
It does. I love it.
Anime girls.
Yep.
So Lyman's really good news for me.
Yeah,
I think it's a great idea.
Too.
And then guys, tomorrow, Jessica Jones trailer.
Yes.
Yeah, like legit.
Yes.
Legit. And
Have you seen the motion
poster?
There's
a little motion poster that came out.
That looks like Mac's artwork. Like that artwork.
Yeah.
I love Dave Mac posters.
So beautiful. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen the motion poster, check that out right now.
It's
like
really
a little
cool.
purple smoke.
Yeah.
And,
he's also doing
man in the corner. It all makes sense.
Because the earlier stuff had very Deadpool flavor to it, which makes sense because they're coming off a very good show that did very well, and you need to tie in those universes.
Daredevil.
But sorry, thank you. I'm just so excited.
It's fine. I know.
But since Daredevil did so well, it makes sense. But now that it's almost out, they're like, but also this is our flavor. Like this is what our show is like, and I think it's been very organic. It's been a very smooth transition. I think it's gonna be really special.
Yeah, I'm so excited because I think this is gonna be the last trailer before the debut.
Well, it's out November 20th. That's not far away. That's less than a month.
Yeah.
They might have like a few TV spots or something, but
I'm pretty. Oh God, guys.
Yeah, it's like
I'm gonna be
so excited.
I'm gonna be in Oklahoma when it airs. So at Amazing Oklahoma Comic Con with Rob Liefeld's gonna be there.
You'll be with people that care.
Yeah,
That's
I'm gonna be. I know it's gonna.
like,
I'll be like, guys, let's just put on Netflix. That's gonna be my panels. It's gonna be. We're gonna watch Jessica Jones.
Give me 5 minutes to watch it twice. Just give me this.
Sorry, that's my panel. Sorry, Rob, but we're just gonna do this. But yeah, that's our news. We want to head on over to questions from our chat.
Yeah, if you guys throw some questions, do something so I can see it, like a hashtag or something.
And do you have any
I
iTunes shout outs?
Yay! All right, folks, I want to shout out. Some of these were great this week. I really enjoyed reading these. Ryan DK91, I believe is how you would say that. This person didn't really read comics as much until this. They read comics, but they didn't have anyone to talk to them about. So that's really cool that they felt that they could talk about them more because of our show, and that's really cool. And they like Doctor Strange now. So thank you, Ryan. That's really cool. Stormtrooper, thank you for the stars. Brian Pinch. Appreciate it. Zabaiskos Thong. I only know how to say thong, but something before thong. I'm glad we helped you pass time for work. BK Brian King. Thank you for loving everything about the show. Bethany the Undercover Nerd make me very happy. Not only is your name awesome, but she didn't really read comics. She liked the MCU, but didn't really read comics. She started watching our show after finding it randomly on YouTube and then spent $150 on comics. Wow. So we brought you into the fold hard, and I appreciate it. And I'm so glad we can help influence your comic buying. Bean Machine 88. He yelled at me a little, but I still thank you for the stars. And then what SRG thinks said we are knowledgeable, enthusiastic, and clearly invested, which is true. We try to be those things. So thank you, guys. I appreciate all the stars. Keep leaving us reviews. We'll work on stuff that you suggest, and thanks for watching.
And I want to give a shout-out to Bump1313. He really is a huge fan of Ghost Rider and Deadpool, and he's really hoping for a Ghost Rider Netflix series. Ooh. Aren't we all?
I would love that.
That'd be a good one.
Oh, and as of the live thread earlier, Renee Silver is having a baby.
Holy cow!
So congrats on babies.
That's a superhero power.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Congrats on. I mean, that's just so exciting. So name them something Marvel related.
Yeah.
Because I'm challenging you. No, that's really cool. Congrats, man.
I've actually always threatened that I want twins, and they're going to be named Jean and Emma.
Yeah.
And with the current beau with the last name DeStefano, imagine the pretension in those names.
Yeah, it's strong.
Mm-hmm.
I like
know.
it. I like it.
So good.
All right.
Sadly, I'm barren like Black Widow, and I will never have children.
That means you can adopt twins because you can pick.
Yeah, adopt
even
twins.
better.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
You
They
can
can be
have a redhead
Russian.
and a
I
blonde.
can
Yeah,
adopt
totally.
little Russian assassins.
Just accumulate some twins, some
Be
babies,
perfect.
and make them into superheroes.
That's all I want.
Yeah.
I think that's illegal, though. I think there's like genetic
Legally.
restrictions on that.
All right. Any questions, team? They want to know if we're going to do an Ant-Man Blu-ray watch-along.
Oh, yes.
That's our question.
I'm sure.
I like how
yeah.
their first question is an in-house question to us, just fun. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
planning on it because I really like that movie. The only real hate we got on the Age of Ultron was us not liking it, but if you actually watched it, we liked it more after the watch-along, so... that movie was fun.
Yeah.
Like, it had its merits, and I'm glad we did it, and I think Ant-Man will be more fun.
And if you guys missed that, last week we did the Age of Ultron watch-along for the Blu-ray release, where we sat and watched the movie, so you can go back and watch us watching the movie. But we have it time-coded, so you can actually play the movie and watch us, listen to us, watch the movie. It's cool, though.
It makes sense when you see it.
It does. And I have a lot more like for Age of Ultron the second viewing.
Yeah, it really did, so
yeah.
I got more out of it. Someone just finished reading Ultimate Universe, and they're gearing up to start All New. Should they read Secret Wars? As of now...
Well...
I don't think it's gonna matter because I can't tell what's going on, and I'm reading all of it.
I would read Secret Wars when it ends.
Yeah, it might
and
tie
it's got
in.
like 2 more issues. So
But it so far doesn't tie in at all,
Yeah.
and so far all the tie-ins don't really matter, but they're really good.
Yeah.
So if you want good reading, go for it. You don't have to.
No.
So Ultimate, then All New, it'll be fine. But if you want a good read Secret War.
read all the Spider tie-ins because they're awesome.
What other villains does Jessica Jones have?
Besides Purple Man.
I've not actually read a lot of Jessica
he's the only
Jones.
one I remember.
He's like the behind the scenes. He's like Emperor Palpatine. Like she has a lot of street level thugs, and she does a lot of like handling stuff. Like J. Jonah Jameson's a common nemesis, but that's more like he at one point she literally thwarts Jonah by getting money to reveal who Spider-Man is, and then giving it to charity and stuff. Yeah. Like she's a really cool character with very very common problems. So she doesn't have a many supervillains per se.
Yeah, no, because she's a police detective, and so I mean most of her villains are like regular villains, like murderers and burglars, and like she does a lot more like police work than superhero stuff.
I still tell everyone pick up Alias Jessica Jones
so
Alias before
more
going into
Bendis
this.
love. And then Thor Ragnarok, people want to know about Planet Hulk. We don't know. We don't really think so. I don't know if it makes sense. Personally, I don't think they're going to Planet Hulk with a Thor movie because Thor already is like dealing with his own crises of films.
Yeah.
So I don't think they'll go that way personally, but I don't know.
I think we're going to see more Bruce and a little bit of Hulk when we need Hulk, but I think it's going to. My prediction is it's going to be more Bruce centric.
Yeah, I agree. For me, which upcoming Deadpool title am I most excited for? I love Dugan and Passane's run on the last ones. Their new title is going to be great, but also Deadpool Spider-Man have their own book, and that might be my source of Spider-Man. So I feel like Deadpool Spider-Man is going to be a game changer.
What about
Uncanny Avengers?
No, what about Gwenpool? Gwenpool. That's it, Gwenpool.
Yeah.
There's so much Deadpool right now. It's so amazing. I'm so excited. What's a good starting point for Amazing Spider-Man?
Oh gosh,
I'm not To be honest, I'm not a huge Spider-Man fan. I just
you're
never
very
was.
safe with all new.
Sorry.
I'm jealous of you right now.
Yeah, sorry.
I kind of reversed Spider-Man stuff. I actually got into Spider-Man through Miles Morales Ultimate stuff.
Oh, that's really cool.
And then went back and read the Straczynski run.
I love Straczynski.
So if you're wanting to go, I would say
I love the first half of Straczynski's run.
Yeah, I would say first half 616 Straczynski if you want to stick in the main universe. I love Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah,
both
it's a really
both
great read.
Peter and through Miles. I love it.
I have read a few of the Miles ones, and they're really fun.
Yeah, and
He's just such a cool kid.
I really liked Superior Spider-Man. I really liked the Dan Slott stuff, but I thought what he did with Otto was interesting, and I thought it was fun. It was different, and from not having read a lot of Spider-Man and going into that, it was something new, and I could just get into.
Because Spider-Man does, I mean, as we can see from the 10 reboots that Spider-Man's had, Spider-Man gets a little old after a while. Here he is, this skinny, sarcastic teenage kid who is also a superhero. You gotta mix it up a little bit, And
I really liked in the Ultimate stuff because he teamed up with Kitty Pryde.
Yeah.
It was so cute.
They are adorable. I ship it.
What the big bad we think will be introduced in season 4?
Season
4. Phase 4.
I was like,
I was reading about
well,
Flash
if we're
and it
talking
just-
about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.,
I was like,
Oh, gosh.
So after Thanos.
Oh, I think we're gonna stop with the cosmic stuff and make it more grounded.
Especially with Netflix doing so well.
Yeah.
Oh, I never answered your question, Nick. I'm sorry. Amazing Spider-Man, I would jump in either at the very beginning because Dick Cruz stuff's really amazing, or the John Romita senior drawn art, or jump ahead to Kraven's Last Hunt. Like, that era is really amazing and dark. I also think when it goes really crime mafia stuff is really fun, and then all the Goblin Saga stuff's amazing. Just read comics. I have no answer. They're usually really good.
I just picked up the Carnage trade, the one that Bagley did, the first Carnage stuff. So I'm gonna read that and I'll review
in
that.
the 360s.
Yeah,
it's a good run.
Gosh, let's see. Who would be a good bad for season? I mean, phase 4, because we'll be well into Captain Marvel. Well, that's cosmic.
So it's gotta be big.
It's gotta be.
Yeah, it's gotta be something that threatens everybody, just like Thanos. I don't know. That's a really tough question.
Right? I mean, it's just so far out. Like, it's 8 years away.
I know.
It's hard because, again, for me, having my primary Marvel stuff is X-Men. So it's hard for me to think who are earth-shattering villains that aren't tied to the X universe.
Right.
Yeah, that's so true. And especially because, it'll be the new Avengers, basically. It'll be Captain Marvel and Black Panther and Doctor Strange and Wanda.
Now, if Marvel has Skrull or Super Skrull, if they have access to a Skrull, I can see Skrull.
That's all Fox.
Is it though? I had
Fantastic Four.
I had read
Yeah,
somewhere
Fantastic
that
Four.
someone had Skrull and someone had Super Skrull, but of course you can't believe everything you read on the internet.
Well, I also
so.
think if they had Skrull,
Yeah.
they would have mentioned that with Kree.
That's
We've
true.
already had so much Kree,
Yeah.
they would
Yes,
have already
Kree
mentioned
could
Skrull.
That's true.
Yeah.
Or they can make their own, make up a new villain, make something new, and then bring it into the comic canon. There we go.
Yeah. Iron Fist casting by the end of the year. I said it's unlikely just because the end of the year is in 2 months, and Iron Fist is
I think they're going to save it for second half of next year.
D23 even. It's going to be a bit, because we're not even close to that yet. There's so many questions just so
Good,
fast.
because we have 10 minutes. So.
Oh wow, we can.
Yeah,
keep
we've
going,
got
guys.
some time.
We had cruised through this.
I actually like when we have light news and more time for the listeners. So.
Someone wants to know. Just scrolled.
Just scrolled.
Let's see. Will we be at Kamikaze?
Yes,
I will. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing 4 panels. I'm doing one on Saturday. I'll be doing the Comics and Cocktails, Anastasia Washington's panel. I'm going to be doing a panel on Sunday with Ivy Doomkitty called Cosplay and Convention Etiquette. Oh. I'll be doing a trailer park one where I kind of MST3K some trailers. And then there's a 4th one. I forget what it is. I'll have a schedule up on at @Placko at some point, but yes. And and I'm debuting some new cosplays. I've got. I'm actually doing the new Emma Frost from the new Age of Apocalypse.
Yeah, I saw your Instagram.
Which is funny because it's. I did a bunny suit-esque style, not bunny suit, but I did a one-piece Emma Frost like that a couple years ago because I didn't want to do the corset and panties thing.
Yeah.
And then when I saw that, I was like, oh, it reminds me of mine. So I wanted to make mine more like this one. So I'm doing that one, and I'm making boots, which is really difficult, actually making boots. And then I have a secret costume, but I feel like I want to tell you guys, but I'm not going to say it on the internet, but I really recently have like gotten super obsessed with Rick and Morty, and so I'm doing a gender bend Rick.
Yay!
And I'm going to like and my friend Megan is coming in from Hawaii, and she's going to do a gender bend
You're just
Morty.
gonna drink a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's really my excuse because I just drink a lot.
Just drink.
So yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, so I'm pretty excited.
Everyone wants us to talk about Jack Black for Doctor Strange. I don't know that is
What?
a thing.
That's a thing?
I think it became a thing, and it's literally been going on for like half an hour. I see it to a point. I like Jack Black, and I like Doc Ock, but
Oh wait, Jack Black for Doc Ock.
I keep saying, I keep getting Doc Ock. Not
Oh my
Dr.
God!
Strange.
Yes,
yeah,
I would love that.
that'd be hilarious.
I would love that because I don't like the old bumbling fuddy-duddy Doc Ock. I kind of like an idea of like a younger, kind of weird, maybe like
Mad scientist.
Yeah, mad scientist. I like that. I could be
I
down
think
with
it plays.
that.
I think it's funny. I
Yeah.
like
I
that.
thought it
Yeah,
was
I
super
wanted to
funny.
share that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
guys, we like that idea.
I like that.
It's fun.
Especially like he's a failed rocker.
Did you guys read the Topher Grace comments about Spider-Man 3?
No.
He basically was defending like how Spider-Man 3 shaped out and said that he was like on 10th unit at one point, and he was trying to like basically build and fund a small country in making Spider-Man 3, so it wasn't Sam Raimi's fault.
I don't know, man. I don't walk out of movies, but that's the only movie I ever really thought about walking out of because it's so bad.
I'll be very honest. I didn't even go see it.
I've seen Spider-Man 3 a few times because I keep trying. I try to
I
watch
saw
stuff.
parts
like,
of it,
Yeah.
but
I was like, oh, cool, Spider-Man. And then I was like, oh, God. I saw it in theaters.
I think a movie at that kind of budget, we learned with Fantastic Four how hard it is. There was so much expectation. He was forced to put Venom in it at the last minute. Like, he didn't want Venom. Like, a lot went wrong with that movie. I'm not going to say Topher Grace is 100% right. Like, but I get where he's coming from. So I agree with where he's coming from as an actor. And I think it's really respectful to give your director credit.
Yeah.
I personally just can't agree that Spider-Man 3 is very good. So...
yeah.
I'm glad Topher respects Sam Raimi, but beyond that, I can't agree
It
with
was
him.
the dance moves, you guys.
Oh no, guys! We have some breaking news across my email.
Oh.
According to comicbookresources.com, Fox is now eyeing Shane Black or Joe Cornish for Gambit director.
Oh.
Shane?
And by breaking, I just mean rumors.
I mean, that Shane
More
would be
rumors
interesting.
because it's the Marvel speculation show.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let me...
Yeah.
Yeah. So really, as it goes down, we'll know when someone gets hired.
Yeah.
Someone said he's not a failed rocker. Tenacious D rules.
No, I didn't mean
That's
that. I didn't mean that Jack Black was a failed rocker. I meant that Doc Ock's new backstory should be that as a child.
That's why he's so
That's
broken.
why he's so broken. Is that he's a failed rocker.
Yeah.
I love Tenacious D.
Tenacious D rock.
Jesus.
Who are the two directors? Now that I'm gonna let questions count up. Shane Black and
Let me password in my phone and Joe Cornish.
Joe Cornish. What has he done?
Joe Cornish has done. I wish it would tell me. That would make my life. Oh, Attack the Blocks. Joe Cornish.
Attack the Block. Yeah,
Okay.
that's where the guy from Star Wars got his start.
Oh wait!
Yeah,
According
yeah.
to a report,
John
Heroic
Boyega.
Hollywood, Iron Man 3, Shane Black, and Attack the Block's Joe Cornish will join Bourne Identity's Doug Liman as contenders for the role.
Oh.
So
they're all in contention
Sure.
for it.
Okay.
Interesting.
You know what?
Shane Black's got Predators on his plate. He's got a couple other things he wanted to do. He's just wrapping that Gosling and Russell Crowe movie.
Yeah.
I don't know how likely that is. He did Iron Man 3, so Marvel... It'd be
knows
interesting if
him.
Fox tried to poach him from Marvel.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
But
see
so
him
many
as a-
people disliked Iron Man 3. I feel
Oh, I
like
can't deny that, but it made $1.2 billion.
Yeah, I made a ton of money.
I mean, it
I
doesn't
liked
matter
it,
how
yeah.
much people like or dislike something. It makes a lot
I
of
know.
money. Transformers 4 happened. They don't care about Rotten Tomatoes. They care
yeah,
about garbage.
true.
Yeah, they care about bank.
They're talking about MODOK in a movie.
yes.
Ryan
Yes.
Edwards,
would be
Shane
so
Black is
funny.
famous for Lethal Weapon, sir. You should know the name
Sir.
Shane Black. Shane Black is a icon of cinema. Lethal Weapon is my favorite franchise of all time.
Is Shane Black directing the Lethal Weapon prequel?
The TV show, I think he might be consulting on. I know I didn't. Shane's Iron Man is not one of my favorite things, but I
Yeah.
really love Lethal Weapon and Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is so underrated. Those are things that should be noticed for Gambit,
Yeah.
not Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
Matt Damon for Namor. I'm literally just reading stuff at this point.
Nice.
Attack the Block is great. Yep. How long till movies cross over with shows?
I don't know. I don't know if it's going to happen.
With Ike Perlmutter leaving.
I could see. Well, I don't know because we have had some movie crossover in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Agent Carter.
And the comics are crossing over a lot now.
Yeah, they are. So, I mean, and a lot of the actors on Netflix shows have the chops to be in movies.
Yeah.
So it's not unheard of.
They actually talked
Absolutely.
about this. I think they said that sometime in Phase 3 that the shows would start to reference the movies more. Like,
Yeah.
they do feel like, the Attack on New York, whatever, because they're all in New York. But I think then they also said that the movies will also start to reference the television shows. Like,
Yeah.
they'll start to make references of this guy in New York or this guy in Hell's Kitchen.
Well,
so...
And was it Hawkeye's actor's contract that actually...
Jeremy Renner.
Yeah, it wasn't Renner's contract. He said something about how he actually has like an option for appearances in a couple possible shows.
Yeah, I think they renegotiated that. I think it'd be smart.
Yeah.
I think it'd be exciting. Someone just asked Dormammu Big Bad for Phase 4. I like that idea a lot. Because Doctor Strange, they're trying to position... I hear they're trying to position Doctor Strange as the new Iron Man, so it makes sense if they made that the focal point.
I could see that.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
So,
That'd be interesting.
And someone asked, and I'm going to bet against Spider-Man, but someone asked favorite Spider-Man costume.
Oh, classic.
Yeah,
I'm
classic.
Black Spider-Man suit guy. I like the
Nice.
black suit. And I also like some of the obscure... I actually liked Jurgen's suit that everyone hated. It's not my favorite, but I think it's better than people give it credit for.
Yeah. I mean, I like some of the more like modern takes on the classic, but I'm a red and blue Spider-Girl.
Me too.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen Dope?
No.
No.
Okay. Someone asked actors from that movie we'd want to see in MCU. The girl from it, I think it'd be a great Blade because they're making Blade
Yeah,
into...
we've mentioned
So
that.
I've mentioned her
Yeah.
before as that. I think she'd be really good. And I also think that kid would be a good Miles.
Yeah. Because I'm not good at the whole fan casting.
I love fan
thing.
casting.
I know, I
Me
suck
too.
at it.
It's like my favorite.
I love when I'm reading a book, be like, where would I put this
The only
movie?
thing I can do is if it's Wes Anderson's crew, I can fan cast them in anything.
That's fantastic.
All right, I think we can do 2 more questions and then we'll wrap and go on about our days because something will break when we leave. As
The
it
moment
does.
we leave.
Yep.
Everybody's just talking about Shane Black, which is exciting. I love people talking about Shane Black.
That makes
He's
me
a great
happy.
writer, director.
I really want everyone to go see Kiss Kiss Bang Bang because
It's so good!
That is why I was so excited about Iron Man 3 because it's one of my favorite films.
Yeah.
Lethal Weapon's one of
Yeah.
the reasons I started writing, period, in life. Lethal Weapon's my favorite franchise. Venom or Carnage for Big Bad in Phase 4.
Venom.
Yeah, Venom.
I don't think they will go that deep into Spider-Man being the everything. He is the everything in comics, or he was in the 90s, but I don't think they'll make it a centrally Spider-Man villain for
Yeah.
Big Bad,
Probably
personally.
not.
I would love
Yeah.
Carnage, because I've been wanting Carnage since I was freaking
Yeah.
11. But
I love Venom. Venom's like such a crack up. I had this for the PS1, so way back in the day. I had this really sweet Spider-Man game that's actually narrated by Stan Lee himself. And Venom is just like a hilarious crack up. Like he only speaks with jokes. Like
Yeah, Venom's great.
Everything he says is hilarious. I'm like playing this game like I want to hate you because you're a bad guy, but I also kind of want to love you because you're hilarious.
The truth is I can't see Venom or Carnage being an ultimate big bad because any single one of them can take him down. And that's the thing
Maximum
is you need
Carnage, you need a team of villains and a team of heroes.
You need something that is cosmic or not of this world that can really
yeah. So I
that
think
you need.
the Doctor
Yeah,
Strange.
I think Dormammu could work.
Mephisto is also being mentioned for Phase 4. Mephisto being like the devil of Marvel.
But isn't no, that's not Mephisto. Who did they? Oh gosh, why am I blanking on the red guy? That basically Nightcrawler's dad in X-Men. What's
Azazel.
Azazel.
Yeah, Azazel.
Thank you.
Azazel,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
No, Mephisto is the one with the silly One More Day
Oh,
storyline.
yeah.
But he used to be a good character.
I know-
Let's
I
not
know.
blame him for one. Who would we put Matt Smith in the universe?
Oh,
Shoe.
Matt Smith. Everything.
I really don't like Matt Smith. I really do not.
shoe.
I
Oh my
get
God.
so much hate on my Doctor Who show because I hate Matt Smith.
How
I don't
dare
hate
you.
him. I just don't. I
Someone said Mysterio. I like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
he would be good as Mysterio. He's got
Alright.
because he's got so much face. You know, he has
does
to
have a lot of
He has to do a character that has face.
So much face.
So much
have so much
and
face, Emily.
Mysterio does have.
Yeah, he has a lot of face.
Mysterio has a very strange face.
Yeah.
All right, I'm into that.
Yeah.
I
like
think
him.
whoever's Mysterio needs to be charm embodied. Like whoever that voice coming out of the suit has to be so specific. And Matt Smith has a very specific voice that works. For me.
Yeah, that could work.
I like it.
So it's basically going to be all the famous British actors head
Yes.
over to Marvel now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Andrew Garfield was Spider-Man.
Oh yay.
I miss him. He was really good. I really liked him.
He was. We've on the show we frequently go.
I know.
Oh, Andrew Garfield.
Andrew Garfield.
What could have been?
I know.
Any more questions, guys? Last. We're literally going off. There's so many questions, but they're so diverse. I'm trying to find one that's been asked more than once. Hulk for Phase 4 villain.
Oh.
Oh.
That's the best idea I've heard yet.
I'm okay.
Thomas Scott. I love the idea of investing into a character so much that you then have to make a choice and your villain being built into the universe. That's a great idea. That could lead to Planet Hulk. That is the way I'd like Planet
Hulk.
Yeah,
on that note,
I'm going to sign. Yeah, that's great, man.
That's it.
Hulk for Phase 4 villain is the best rumor we just made up.
Yeah.
Someone will quote that on the blog tomorrow.
Someone once said Hulk for Phase 4 villain.
That's going to be reported as news tomorrow.
I think it's a great idea. I really love that. That's the best thing I'd read
cool.
yet.
That is so cool. I love that. All right, guys. Well, that's our show. Thanks for joining us, Emily. Thank you so much.
Thanks
real
for
quick,
having me.
What's your blog? Where can people find you again?
You can find me on the blog. It's wrongbuttonblog.com. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at that Emily Kelley, K-L-E-Y. And you can also start following me on YouTube. I have a YouTube now where I'm going to play some games. Right now I'm playing Dead Island. So if you like zombies, you can just search Wrong Button Media on YouTube, and you can watch my face be very scared and almost cry.
Very nice.
I have a great sign-off question from someone on the way out.
Okay.
One each. Who would we play in the MCU if we could play anyone? Right? That's a good sign-off question. I had to ask
that's our final thought.
Yeah,
oh gosh. Emma Frost.
Oh God, this is the toughest question.
Wasn't even a thought.
Black Cat.
Ooh, nice. I've always wanted to play Carnage if I could find the crazy, and Venom if I could find the protein.
All right, there you guys have it. That's our show. Please, please, please don't forget to subscribe to us on iTunes at Marvel Movie News. Rate us, leave us a comment, because Coy will give you a shout out if you give us more than 4 stars, and say something constructive. If you have anything negative to say, make it constructive. You can find us on YouTube through the Popcorn Talk Network. Comment, thumbs up. Keep us coming back to you guys. You can find us on Marvel News Show over on Facebook. Like us there. Make sure to subscribe. And don't forget, you can find us on Twitter at Marvel News PTN. I'm Meredith Placko at M. Placko.
I'm Coy Jandreau at Coy Jandreau. But if you're in LA, come see Rocky Horror this week. It's next week on Wednesday and Thursday, and tweet me, I'll give you the info.
And
I'm that Emily Kelley.
Cool. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next week.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, Christian Harloff, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit PopcornTalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of its owners or principals.